I think we're all celebrating someone who would never, ever, ever tick a box, and what box would we put Emile in? I have no idea. So we're going to go back in time now. There didn't seem any point in trying to kind of do a start to finish, so we're going to go back to the 80s, back to 1980. Patric Cunnane met Emile Sercombe and Pete Murray at Worthless Words in London. And there continued to be performances at theatres, art centres in London and beyond, and in 1989 Patric and Pete set up Dodo Modern Poets, who thankfully continue to this day, and well worth looking up the stuff that they have online. If you haven't, then, you know, we're very grateful that lots of that stuff is online. It's a treat. Anyway, East Kent also now benefits from the fact that Patric moved to Folkestone, so he's also a regular at Poets Corner Folkestone, and some of the really good stuff, poetry stuff that's going on in Folkestone as well. So please welcome to the stage Mr. Patric Cunnane.
I'm not as tall as the last poet.
Nobody is.
Okay. I'm still growing, of course. Perhaps a little further down, possibly? Yeah. That's better, thank you. Okay, if it's okay, I thought I'd start with a literary poem tonight. I said, "What do you do?" He said, "I'm a novelist." I said, "You must be imagining things." They're not all as long as that. As Sarah said, I met Emile in 1980 at Worthless Words, and Pete, and of course over the years since we've had many wonderful poetry adventures together. So this next poem is about a visit down to Larne in South Wales to do a gig, the place where Dylan Thomas lived, of course, at one point. And we did a night in a gig in a place called the Cause Hotel, which was right on the edge of the village. So this is poetry at the Cause Hotel. The poets perform French windows for a stage, reading to a willing crew as waitresses pass through. October in Larne, where Dylan Thomas lived, the Cause Hotel a favourite place to savour a gentle boozy pace. A new adventure begins. Down from London, these upstart bards set the night alight with energy and words. Later, round the bar, pints are sunk. We passed round, job well done. Tomorrow they can see the sights. Tonight they set the world to rights. There was Emile, myself, Sue Johns was performing in Larne that evening, and Bernie was there as well, so it was a great weekend. And so this is a poem by Emile from his collection New Poems. It's called Radio. And now, reading for pleasure, here is Addison Goodthorpe. Good evening, listeners. And first we hear from Joe Public. Joe has been reading Thomas Wolfe. How's it going, Joe? He's so profound, Addison. I can only read a little bit before I get overcome. Thanks, Joe. Now we're going over to listen in at 773 Beecham Road, London SE8, where Gavin and Lorraine Smart are having a good read. Thank you, Gavin and Lorraine. That was inspiring. Such intensity. I was watching a programme on television about ancient Egypt, and the narrator kept referring to the Egyptians as ancient Egyptians. And I thought, did they know they were ancient? Ancient Egyptians. Did they know they were ancient? They ate breakfast, went to work, fed the cattle, slagged off rulers, moaned about rain, the price of grain. Money hadn't been invented. but the system worked well enough. Lovers fell in love, children grew, everyone felt knackered sometimes, but that's not the same as ancient. Have we left anything as grand as the pyramids? Temples inscribed with history and myth, the legends of a nation. Find us among the nuclear rods, rusting hard drives, corroding batteries. They ruled their world, we ruined ours. We may never earn the luxury of becoming ancient. This is my last poem tonight. I was flying back from Amsterdam, and a Dutch girl sat next to me and offered me a biscuit. So this is Biscuit Girl from Amsterdam. "Would you like a biscuit?" said the girl sitting next to me on the plane from Amsterdam. Her teeth so white, I think she must eat only apples. I appreciatively take one, crunch away. They are like our English biscuit, the hobnob, I say. Her eyes widen. The hobnob? Those white teeth again, as she seriously digests this important information. "We call them country cookies," she says at last. Isn't that funny, I think? Hobnob sounds much Dutcher than country cookies. She is on her way to Nepal, where neither hobnobs nor country cookies can easily be found. Instead, she will digest the thrill of exploring fresh lands, a world experienced through young senses, opening like a giant lotus hobnob in any flavour you like. Thank you.